Hi, I'm Gigi. This is Boone, and we are the Artsy Housewife team. And this is a Flosstube about cross stitch.
Number 8.
Is it 8? We didn't
8.
write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 8. Hey, what's the date?
It is May 22nd.
Okay, I'm gonna trust you.
No, it's an important date.
And yeah, because we've been waiting for this date, because today I just uploaded all of the new releases for May. The PDFs are available in my Etsy shop, as well as Weeds and Wildflowers, which is the collaboration with Evertote and Roxy Floss Co. And it is Caroline's big birthday, Sal.
Yep, big birthday.
At Evertote. So,
as she says.
Yeah, and so up until now, the only way you could get it was in the box over at evertote.ca. There was a birthday box. I don't know.
Yeah, it's called the birthday box.
Okay.
And I think you can still. That's the only place you can get the paper pattern.
Yep. But for a good while, because it's an exclusive with them. But you can get a PDF through me as of today. So if that's what you prefer. It looks like this. If you haven't seen, this is the pattern for or the cover, anyways, of Weeds and Wildflowers. Also, I just wanted to show. I think it was 2 floss tubes ago that I shared my finish on Weeds. My fully finish. It's not my finish. It was model stitched by Cindy Lou. But I need to fully finish it because eventually, right now it's still exclusive with Evertote, so it won't really be hitting any trunk shows for a little bit. But eventually, it will hit some trunk shows, and so it's got to be finished in some way. And I want to do something different other than frame, because I frame everything in a frame, and
that's usually what we do when we frame.
In a frame,
but.
And this one I put into a project bag, but the project bag had a little bit of one thing was the zipper, was that I used an antique zipper.
Right. There was a lot of discussion in the YouTube comments about the zipper.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad zipper. So I cut that zipper out, and then also I just took it apart, and I went ahead and put some interfacing on the back of the outer fabric so that it has a little bit more stiffness and crispness. And overall, I just made the bag a little smaller, which better highlights the finish work that's on the front. And I guess that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah,
I'll just show you.
Here it is.
So a little smaller.
Yeah.
But it frames the piece better. So
that's really cool, because you put were these this on the outside there before?
No, the little baubles.
Fabric balls.
Little baubles. They're no, I don't even, what are those called? Pom-poms. Mini pom-poms. No, I did put those on just for this time. Or, just this last time, I added those to help finish it a little bit. They're from, I should have wrote that down. They're the color Vintage, and they're from where everybody gets their trims.
Bits and Bobs?
No, not Bits and Bobs.
That was generic.
Where everyone gets their trims. No.
Okay.
No.
And it'll come to us later.
Yeah. Anyways,
so how do you close it now if you took the zipper out?
So I've got.
Ooh. Cool.
I put a magnet inside.
Nice.
For me, I like that in a bag because I don't throw my stuff into. I don't have the lifestyle anymore where you need to, I'm like all over the place, and this is going to be jarred, and everything's going to dump out the back.
Right.
Like I used to, because when you have a toddler, that's what happens. You have one giant bag, and you share your precious needlework with Play-Doh and monster trucks and half-eaten things, and you need to protect it. But I like this little I don't know.
Yeah, now he just has a phone and headphones.
And
That's
his
pretty
own
much it.
bag,
And his
so
own
I
bag,
don't
yeah.
have to carry it.
Yeah.
But it will hang up nice
Yeah.
now.
Very
Or
cool.
put on, lay on a table. It'll show nice for a couple of trunk shows that
Yep.
it gets to. Oh, I just put it over here.
And these are the others.
Oh yeah. Do you want to show?
Nah.
I'll just. Oh yeah, these are the others. These are the other new releases. So Dreamer is out. Dreamer's out, ready to pick up as a PDF, right? Beach Rat.
I love Beach Rat.
And Beach Rat, you can, it's charted both with and without.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've talked about this in the last, did
Probably.
we show these in the last one? Well,
I
I'll
think
go
we
real
showed
quick
them.
then.
I think we showed them because we finished them.
Oh yeah, we showed the finish. Well, yeah, and then I'm just refreshing everyone now. Seagulls Love Peaches and the Flower Pot Sampler. So just go get those. Okay.
Yeah.
So Patreon, we were going to mention, I have a Patreon page. It's going good.
Mm-hmm.
Things are working out.
We appreciate your support.
Awesome. The shop is coming down today, though, the early bird shop that I put up it's in the Patreon platform. That'll be coming down later today. And we don't have plans of doing that again. I don't think that the Patreon shop was a success for us.
No, but it wouldn't have even gone up until August for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Anything exclusive to sell yet.
No, but instead we're going to look into maybe building a website of our own.
Yes.
To do this on. So
I'm building a fence right now, and I assume that a website is just the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just pieces go together, and they just look right. There's more than one. It's going to be an adventure, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Together website.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really it's really kind of needed because we don't have a place for corrections. We don't have a place for
errata.
Yeah, and just to have our store, on Etsy and there or both or not neither. we will always sell PDFs. But, I don't know.
So Boone will be working on that in the next few weeks because me and the kiddo are going out of town for 2 weeks.
Woohoo!
We're gonna head to Portland and hang out with family, and so I'm not bringing my laptop. So
the shop is closed.
It's the internet.
Yeah.
I'll obviously have my phone, which is a computer, so it's not like I'm off grid, but I'm not going to be like working. So
yeah, and I may have limited ability to answer questions like what's the difference between Linux and Ada.
No one's going to reach out to you.
Nobody's going to ask me that. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine then.
No.
That's a worry I don't need to have.
I'll ask Google if anybody is curious.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Is
anything
that it for
else
Patreon?
about that?
I don't think anything else.
No.
We just really appreciate your support.
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch.
Oh, that's right. We were going to mention that on the website. Okay, right. So I started this Patreon thing without any real plan about how anything was going to happen after the first month. I just knew I was going to put out 3 patterns. And I didn't even know if anybody was going to sign up for it. So I really made no plan. So as I've been thinking about it over the last month, I think what I feel most comfortable doing is the vast majority of the Patreon patterns will migrate from Patreon from the Patreon website platform. Once that month is up, they will just be put into our website behind some sort of password protected.
A Patreon password protected.
Yeah, so that it's still only available to Patreon members, but you can still go there and buy if you sign up for Patreon and then you really like in a year from now and you really like the one that came out 6 months ago, you can get it. Or if you just missed the last one, you can go get it. And it'll just live there. And
it'll be for a cost. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have, right, for purchase.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going to be after the website's built. So like the cats and cocoa and birds and butterflies.
Strawberries?
And no, strawberries is this month.
Okay.
It'll just be, give us a few months and then those will be available.
Yeah.
We just have to build the website first. So
it's just like a fence. I'm sure it's going to be super easy.
Yeah, it's going to be the same.
The bones are in the internet somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
The website.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm sure it's going to go great. I've just never done it before.
Mm-mm.
And so, I'm looking forward to learning a new skill.
Yeah.
Just like cross stitch.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then let's just move on to cross stitch.
Thank God.
Yeah. I'm done with that.
Yep. Boy, did we have an active 3 weeks.
We finished a bunch of stuff. We FFO'd a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Our most recent finishes, personal. None of these aren't business.
No, we're done being designers.
There's no more. There's no more business to be. This is personal. They were all really easy to frame with standard size frames. So we just took all of our needlework to Hobby Lobby and held them up and found some frames. Came home and framed them. Do you want to go back and forth, or should we go all of mine, all of yours?
We should have decided before this by flipping a coin. Nah, let's go back and forth.
Well, I'll start because I have more.
You have more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have 4.
I only have 2.
Okay, I'll start with this one. This is a freebie from Modern Folk Embroidery called Light a Candle. I don't remember what it's called, unfortunately. I don't remember what it's called, but it's on the website. It's a freebie download. And I stitched it using some Vicky Clayton silk on Seaweed by Fox and Rabbit, 40 count. And then I framed it in
this super crazy, unique
Isn't
frame.
It cool?
Super cool.
Yeah. And so normally I pin my pieces. But you have to cut out, a shape of foam core. Yeah. And I honestly didn't even attempt. So I just thought, no way. So I took the back of it and I just did the most wonky lacing job.
Yeah, that's a Boone quality lacing job right there.
But it's for me. Yeah. This is what, I do well for, if it's for business, it's different, but this is for me. And I think it looks pretty good. I should have gone a little bit lower with it.
Did the leaves get up in there?
Yeah, cut off a little bit. But it also kind of feels appropriately centered.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Anyway, so I did that.
Cool.
Yours. Oh.
Well, I did.
Okay.
Wow. Helen wants to say hello.
This is Helen.
Hey, girl. So this was my ink circles, I think my very, very, very first pattern. And I found this kind of gothic-y type frame, I like to think of it as. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because and I pinned it myself, if I'm not too shabby, if I can say that. But I kept feeling like it was off, and it's because it is off, because I had a miscount down by the feet. On this side, it's higher than on this side. And I don't know which one is right and which one is wrong. I decided to go for it. But I think this one and my other finish, I'm going to hang up in my office or put in my office somewhere, because they're both kind of medically. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to one of my patients too, and she said that she used to cross stitch, and it might have been more in the kind of.
Mention where you work, or not where, but in what?
I work at. So I've said it before that I'm a speech therapist, but I'm in skilled nursing. I'm not working with the kiddos, but I'm in skilled nursing for rehab, and the dog's super thirsty.
I know, it's really.
Wow. So I work with generally older people, And so I suspect this was more in the kind of 80s, the crunchy 80s era.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, but this was on 14 count sun bleached Ada. If you remember the story, that it sat in the wrong spot, got some bleaching in it somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I love the because I think that the floss matches the kind of worn away parts of the frame. So that looks pretty cool. So that's number one.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I showed this a while back, maybe a couple of Flosstubes ago. Maybe last one. I'm not sure. This is the Dutch Sampler Collection by Hello from Liz Matthews. And there was a couple different options. This was the smaller sampler, not the bigger sampler.
Cool.
Let's see, I stitched it on 40 count Oak Studios mushroom stew.
That sounds so right. I've heard you say that before.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's a really pretty. And then I just picked all my own DMC colors and went a little wild with it because the fabric is wild. So
yeah.
I don't know.
But man, this flower just pops.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's super cool.
Yeah. I kind of wish now, because now I've got it in this stark white frame. I'm like, oh, why did I do a crew like that off-white for all the whites? I should have done a stark bright white that really popped, but
you didn't know you were going to get that frame.
I'm not going to redo a single thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it. And I like it. Yep. It's
cool.
None of these are in like 100% yet.
But they're fully finished.
Good.
They're fully finished.
I could hang this on my wall and be perfectly happy.
Well, I don't know what they call this, but it's a start and a finish.
I think they call it a start and a finish.
I'm rocking.
I'm not sure.
So this is, I was looking around for something small. I was feeling defeated by one of my one of my patterns.
Yeah, because you were really sort of committed to the idea of doing a ginormous pattern.
Yes.
And then once you got into it, you were like, oh.
Man, those Quakers, they're serious. Yeah. And what happened is I will talk about that later. So anyway, I was looking around and I came across from Heartstring Sampler. Beth Twist. What?
Heartstring Samplery.
Oh. Yeah, look at that. There's an RY on the end.
Yeah.
Heartstring Samplery from Beth Twist. And it was being hosted by Lindy Stitches, meaning that's where she was selling it from. And all the proceeds go to, I want to say a foster care organization. So it's for charity. But it's called N is for Nerve. It's part of her anatomy series. And what's really cool about this is that I got to learn a whole bunch of new things, because in this one there's back stitching all through here and then down here, and then over here for the nerve endings there are I even know
French knots.
I know that. I was going to say the anatomical part of the nerve, but I won't. They're French knots, and so I watched a tiny little YouTube tutorial on how to do a French knot, and you showed me too, and then I just went for it, and I did 12 French knots to varying degrees of success. So,
yeah,
some of them are really good, and some are kind of
looks very organic.
Little damaged, yeah.
Damaged nerves.
Yeah. So, but this was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with this, and it was just it was cool to start and finish something in a week. I had not done that yet.
So I've never done that. I don't think
you haven't picked a small enough.
No.
Small enough chart. So so anyway, so we took that in, and this one also I think I'm gonna hang in my office too, to show people this is what gets hurt when you have a stroke. So
nice.
It's more complicated than that, I think.
It's good enough though.
You know what's crazy? We have nerves that go like a single nerve that goes the whole length of the leg. Isn't that nuts?
Is that the one that people have that pain?
There's a sciatica.
Yeah, is
That's
that one?
No, that one. I feel it. Please roast me or whatever, but I feel like that one goes through the tailbone, but I'm not sure.
Well, that's
which
where it
is
hurts.
fused.
Yeah,
which is fused. I think it comes out of the equina. There's a nerve branch that looks like a horsetail. It's called the equina branch. It comes right out of the last couple
your tailbone.
Bones that are fused together. So, well, we're reaching way back. Education. So that is that's my start to finish.
Okay.
And you?
Okay. Well, I've got two. So I finished. This is Mama Loves UGB. Be Not a Dunce.
Just love that one.
I stitched it on 28 count Lugana. Was it? I think it was mushroom. No, wasn't mushroom Lugana. Wheat Lugana. 28 count, 1/1. And I used a thread gatherer silk in the color Mississippi Mud, which I've shown this a ton of times.
Yeah.
Probably like, oh, but
the frame though.
Yeah, the frame is what's new.
Yeah.
I really think it's classy.
I do too.
I
love
it's
it.
like it's modern, but like
yeah,
really pretty. And it was a perfect fit. I mean, it's 5x7. It would have been a perfect fit in any 5x7.
Is that the one that I tried to pin?
Yes, I repinned it.
I pinned it because I had gotten through mine pretty quick.
Yeah.
To whatever degree I was successful,
Mm-hmm.
and so I asked her if she wanted me to pin hers, and she said yes, but I think there was a smile
excited
inside.
to have you do it.
But the problem is that this single line, it's a 1-stitch border.
Yeah.
And like the minute I would like kind of pull it tight on this side, it'd get wavy. And I don't think, and that's
there's a certain this was advanced.
Yeah.
This was advanced.
We were watching a Flosstube of someone who had a lot of troubles. Was it Jordan, the tattoo?
Oh yeah.
stitcher?
Well, she wasn't having troubles. It was that
Hobby Lobby did. Yeah. But she said that even when she redid the pinning, because that 1-stitch border
gets a little.
She said it was difficult. That means I felt like I was in good company.
Yeah.
Jordan, that's the only reason I mentioned
it. It's tricky, but
Yeah.
All right.
And
this one also has a little bit of a 1-stitch border. Not really though. It's just on the sides. This is by Shakespeare's Peddler. Throw Wide the Windows, and
you did some work.
I did. I didn't have this finished last time I showed it, but I was really close. I didn't have anything at the bottom. The pattern has a name and like some satin stitch, and I didn't want to do that. And so I just came up with the idea of some antique lace, which I cut off of. I have a table runner that I think this was I'm pretty sure this is all handmade antique lace. Like this isn't machine made.
That's cool.
Because the table runner I cut it off of, it was definitely hand embroidered. But it's a mess. It's a mangled mess. It wasn't to be saved. I mean, I'm using pieces off of it, but it was not to be saved. So I cut this off. It was almost the perfect length across, and I put it in this fairly
classic brown.
But it works.
Yeah.
It works. Honestly, when you get a little larger like this, I think this was a 10x13.
Yeah, our options were limited.
Get more and more limited, but I'm happy with this frame. And it was stitched. Do you remember what it was stitched on? It was ale. Stitched on ale by. Fiber and Whim or Picture This Plus. I can't remember. I should have written that down. I'm trying to remember all the details, but anyways, it was in at least 2 previous Flosstubes, so you can find it.
I'm certainly not going to remember.
Oops.
I found my list of things that I wanted.
Oh yeah.
This was one of them.
No, but that's a 14 count.
Is that what this is?
Oh, that is.
So this was done on Heartland by Picture This Plus on a 14 count with all the called for DMCs. Did I say that right?
I said it exactly right.
I am getting better and better. slip that right in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, and then I did have
You had a finish?
one finish that's not an FFO, but I still get to show it.
Mm-hmm.
I finished Mary Ann Bickerton's Tudor Rose Pocket, and this was this was just offered to my guild, my needlework guild, Tudor Rose Needlework Guild that I'm a part of. It's out of Dallas, and so it's not available widely, but Dawn Cook Ronin Gin or Ronin Gin, I still didn't catch which one it was, but she did put on a really good, comprehensive, interesting lecture
cool.
about the history of pockets.
Neat.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, here it is, finished. I've got all my finishing fabrics, so all I got to do is just sit down and do it. Didn't really iron this, but
she spent her time ironing mine.
I know, I did. But there it is. Let's see. Maybe if I can.
How can I help?
Put it against this. That might help a little, maybe. Can y'all see it? I love how this turned out.
Mm-hmm.
I picked my own threads, but they're very similar to the picture. But I just love the simplicity of the pattern.
Yeah, because that's not you. You generally go a little bit more.
I like thicker with it's. There's more stitching.
Saturation. Yeah.
So I thought that was really pretty. And then I picked out some, this is to go on the back. This is to be the binding around the outside.
Oh, because it's a pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
So how does that, so I don't know anything about.
That's when it's done.
I don't know anything about linen. When you cut that in the shape of a pocket, does it fray?
Does it fray? It would.
But because you're going to bind it, it won't?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That stuff all the way around, And so I picked this really pretty floral one to be the binding, and then kind of a plainer
one, yeah.
Because apparently it was part of the presentation. She mentioned that it's traditional that your binding and your backing do not match. They never matched.
Did she say why?
I don't think so. Or I didn't catch it if she did. I don't think so. So I was
Really?
like, well, okay, I can be traditional.
The binding is a scrap?
It's probably scrap. Yeah, probably. Okay, that's my finish. What's next? Whips.
Oh, and also I learned today that Whips does not have an H in it.
No.
I thought it should.
Works. What's works in progress?
Honestly in progress.
Yeah, there you go.
Whips honestly in progress.
Yeah.
That way there's no lying.
Whips.
So, do you want me to go first? How many do you have?
Well, I do have more than you. I just feel like
I've done so much.
I know, but I started a bunch of stuff. Actually, a lot of my stuff I think is new starts.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Let's go back and forth and see who's the best. But I'm going to brag a little bit because I have, instead of my crunchy grid, Amazon project bags,
which are perfectly legitimate, useful.
Oh, I know.
Fine bags.
I have 4 of them. I prefer these beautiful homemade project bags that Gigi did. She gave me 4 of them.
And he had 3 projects. So
I had 3 projects.
Yes.
Do I have 3?
Do you have 4 now?
I have 4 or 5, yeah.
When I gave you these 4,
I only had 4 projects?
You had 3 projects when I gave you.
Really?
I think you started 2. Or, I don't know, 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But as I alluded to earlier, I was having some difficulty, and I think it comes from I'm a kind of a scheduled stitcher because I work, and so when I get up pretty early, I go to work, and I'm frowning a lot because I'm thinking. Why are you frowning?
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. So I get up, I go to work pretty early, but I get off pretty early in the afternoons, and then but I need to decompress a little bit. And I haven't found cross stitch to be that decompressing part. I do something different. And so I hang out in my office and stare at at a YouTube or something. But I stitch in the evenings. And
Yeah.
so when I stitch in the evenings, I'm not always the most careful. And my turtle, my Quaker turtle by RETM on 16 count Ada with Weeks Dye Works Father's Day
Is the floss.
Mm-hmm. And I work on it at night, and what I have learned is that this Quaker stitch, I don't know, is symmetrical.
They all are.
Yeah, and the motifs themselves are symmetrical, and it takes almost nothing to mess up a count. I mean, just a little bit of inattention. Mm-hmm. So when you guys last saw it, though, it was just, I think, the middle flower and maybe half of the inside. Mm-hmm. And so I got working on the border and a little bit of the flower around there. It looks like I didn't close the border off. Huh, what do you know? Mm-hmm. But I think what happened is I got kind of frustrated. And
you ran out of floss right there. I remember that. You
I was like, no more. I'm enjoying it, and I think it's beautiful, and I love the variegated floss. I love the way that it looks, but I just was having a hard time in the evenings focusing on it, mm-hmm. And focusing enough to do a good job.
Yeah, I had the same problem with Red Deer Sampler because my original plan was I was going to work on it every night, and then I had to, if I was going to work on it every day, it wasn't going to be nighttime mm-hmm. because it needs more attention. Yeah. And I have other patterns that don't need that much attention. And so prefer those.
Yeah. So I wanted to get the pepper out of the way so that we can just put that aside for a little while. I don't think I'm going to be working on this for a minute.
For a minute?
A minute. Well, I don't know because, right, I got a whole week, 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks without them in the house. Mm-hmm. Just me and the dogs. And they are not as good a conversationalist as you would expect.
No.
So I might have a lot of stitching to do. And the reason that I'm not going with them, largely is because the dogs need someone to be around.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I would leave them in the house for 2 weeks alone. But even when we board them, they have difficulties with.
They're high anxiety dogs. High anxiety.
Yeah. So I'll have a lot of time in the house hanging out. And so I might get a lot of stitching done. I can't start anything if you're not here because I don't know how to kit yet.
That's right.
I know how to click we're watching
how to buy? You know how to buy?
I know how to buy. So we were watching Flosstube #1 for Becca last night. Becca Stitches All. Flosstube #1
and
I
Becca. Don't remember.
Oh gosh, Becca.
Should have written that down.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what? Let's try and make a note of this.
Okay.
Because there's a box at the bottom of the video where we can put notes.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yes.
Let's put that. So I'm going to put
Becca Stitches All.
Becca does what?
Stitches All. All the things.
But I don't remember.
She has a giant thing of books behind her.
Yeah.
Anyways. We were watching, and she commented that click all button on the 1, 2, 3 stitch to order all the DMC.
Yeah. Add all to cart, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. Select all and then add.
So that's the extent to which I can kit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I'm a PDF pattern guy. So I don't need paper patterns.
Mm-mm.
So
I'll be back. I'll help you.
Yeah. So I can't start anything new for 2 weeks. So,
but when I'm in Portland, I'm probably I'm gonna go to Acorns and Threads, and so I'll probably bring you home.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Nice. I also got new needle minders too.
Yeah.
And we'll see those. Oh, you're sweet. Nice. Make sure they're manly.
Okay. I
don't know what a manly pattern is yet.
I don't either.
No,
Quakers are very
we got to stay away from the Quakers.
No. We need more Quakers. Okay, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay.
That's your turn.
Okay. So I've been working on another pocket, and so this is just a whip. I think my new starts they're all at the bottom of the pile. So this is Anna Marie's pocket, and the name of the designer is not on the front. I think it's La Di Da.
Oh, that sounds super familiar.
This is the front cover, but you gonna look it up
I am.
for me? Okay. Anna Marie's Pocket. I think it's by Lottie Da. But I've been on a pocket.
Yep.
Okay, good. Lottie Da. And I've been on a pocket kick. So I have I don't know, I think 4 other pocket patterns ready to go. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just bought a ton.
Oh, how fun.
But anyways, I added a little more to this one. I think last time I showed it, I think this may not have been here.
Well, that's cool.
I think that's what's new.
What, is there more flowers that go at the bottom of those 2 sticks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
A couple more flowers at the bottom, and then there's more motifs. See, right?
Oh, yeah.
Along the sides.
Uh-huh.
And then I may have not done good math because at the bottom here then is this part. So it's supposed to fold up with more stitching for the inside of the roll.
Uh-oh.
But as I'm doing it, I'm got my finger going, okay, this and then that and then I may not have even a full inch. So I might be creative with that. Like maybe I make it shorter. Like make the pocket shorter and just cut some of the stitching out, or I could just add another slice of linen in a different color and then sew it in.
Well, you do that with Peace and Grace, your own patterns.
Yeah. So that was silly because I mean I had the space, but as I get down here, I'm
did you start at the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far, I think every single one of them I've started in the middle. Because I'm worried about fabric. I'm worried about I'm worried about running out of space. Every
once in a while I'll do that if I know my margins are tight anyways, and I'm just like, oh, I mean, it would make a big difference if I'm a ½ inch off. It would just make a big difference. Generally, I like to start at the top, and then I would say it's 50-50 between the top left or the top middle.
Oh.
Sometimes I go for the top middle. Sometimes I go for the top left. I never go for the top right. I never go for the bottom.
You don't stitch backwards?
I mean, I stitch all the ways eventually, but that's because I read that way. It's just, as we all do, if you read English, you read it left to right. And so it just feels like natural to do that. So I don't know. There's no good reason for it. But anyways, I'll be working on this. It's really close, actually, to done. So I'll probably finish that up pretty soon.
Do you think before you leave?
No.
Okay. That's
nope.
Cool. Well, and this is my other. I'm just super proud of I'm proud. I didn't do anything. I'm super happy with my project bags. Here's my other project bag that I got.
I'm proud of your choice in wife.
Yes. I mean, I swear to you, it is the best decision I've ever made. Yeah, continues to be. Continues to be. So we have Ruskin's Penguins. I've learned I have what's called a hanging thread. So
it's to the back.
Yeah, it's to the back, so it's fine. I did actually, because one of them, I had a hanging thread in the front. I was like, oh, this is no good. We're filming a Flosstube. We're filming a Flosstube. So I took care of that. I took 5 seconds and put that thread right through. So at the last one, I only had, so do I have a picture? I have no picture, but this is on, I do have notes. This is on 16 count Ren Ada by Picture This Plus, and it's just the DMCs for black and white, 310 and 5200. But when I was last year, I only had the penguin and then this bottom border. Maybe I had a 1 line up with the 10 because we talked about my 10 stitches and how to make 10 stitches. But I went through and I got the snowflakes done in white. I got some lettering done, and then I got all the way around with the border. And I even made the one at the top to be the what it's supposed to be, because there's actually a huge heart at the top right there. So, but I was having a lot of fun with it, especially when all of those little triangles connected just the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was exciting because I was real unsure.
Yeah. When borders meet up, it's worth celebration.
Yeah. Well, and also what's funny is I've been experimenting with public stitching because we have decided there's a dearth of stitchers in our town, and we need to evangelize stitching by stitching out of the house.
Right.
She doesn't leave the house much, so it's on me. And I will share with you that I was mildly insulted when the gentleman came over and asked what I was doing, and I said it's cross stitch and this is a dye. It's like, yeah, that's cool. I do something similar. I spend a lot of time on my phone playing games.
Is that what?
I know. I had the same thought. I didn't say anything because I'm growing as a person. Okay. But it was real.
That's strange.
It was so funny. It was the last thing that because he was an older guy.
He's an older guy. Okay.
Yeah, so it was the last thing I expected. What I expected it was like, my mom used to do that, or my sister used to do that, or something like that. But no, he plays games on his phone, which is exactly the same thing as I do. So my evangelism is not going well so far. I have converted no one to the joys of cross stitch.
One rarely knows if they've converted, if a heart has been turned.
And speaking of heart, my needle minder. That heart, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, so good, honey. So good. It's kismet. Is that right?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm the language pathologist.
Okay, is it my turn?
It is.
Okay. Speaking of, as I did before, some bit earlier, I was working on the Red Deer Sampler by GGR. And I've been working on this. This was my New Year's Day start in 2022. 2022, January 1, 2022. And I have struggled to really, really get good progress on it previously. I feel like I would pull it out and I would get like one strand in it and then I'm off to do something else. So I said in the last Flosstube, I'm not going to stop until it's done, and it will be done before the end of May. And I didn't do that.
Your stitching is done.
My stitching is done.
When you stop.
I stitched on it for 2 weeks, and I got really good progress because I was stitching on other things too. But I feel really good about it. But it won't be done at the end of May, and I'm not taking it on my trip. And it's pretty much like it's done for a moment, just for a moment. But I'll come back to it. I'll show you.
But you guys, she made an honest effort.
I really did.
Every time I asked her about it, she was physically working.
I seriously was. I finished all the flowers on the side. I got some more letters at the bottom. Fully finished the bottom
motif
in a flower pot. That wasn't done. And then started in that little flower pot too. There's like a little mini one next to it. And then all this flower pot.
Wow.
All this one on this side.
You did do a lot of work.
I did all that. So I got a bunch done.
Yeah, you did.
So that was good.
That's cool.
I feel some measure of success.
I think you should feel great about that progress.
Yeah.
Because I saw you working on it.
By the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this to others. I think I've mentioned it to you though. The reason I don't stitch my own stuff, you're like, all my stitching is other people's. Well, that's different this year. This year I decided I was going to just stitch other people's stuff, and I was going to have model stitchers stitch my own designs because I found that last year was my first year. Last year was my first year selling patterns, and my inner critic was really holding me back, and I would design. I would put every ounce of myself into a design and just get it just perfect on the computer, and then I would sit down with everything to stitch it, and instantly I mean, you know, a few threads in, and I'm like, no, this is the wrong color. No, this shouldn't be like this. I need to change this. 2 stitches up, 2 stitches down. Constantly changing, pulling out, putting new stuff in, and so I wasn't getting that much done really.
Right.
And then when I started using model stitchers, feels very. When I started,
Boy, bougie.
I know. Taking advantage
No,
is
I
not
don't
any
know.
better.
It's not. I mean, I think that
Tapping? No.
I think I honestly like we love our model stitchers.
Oh my gosh, no. They're I truly adore my model stitchers. But when I started having all of my stuff model stitched, what I realized was I sent off my pattern with all the supplies. It came back stitched as I had originally designed it, and I never had a problem. I always loved them. I thought they looked great, perfect, wonderful. And so it's just me. It's just my inner critic that is a jerk. And
well, not only that, but I mean, last year what I remember was the stress you felt of needing to get that stitch done. Like it was a time-based thing too.
Always.
And so it was, you know, if I would gently ask about it, it was a challenge.
Yeah.
I am thrilled that you're employing model stitchers. We're going to come up with a much better verb after the Flosstube. We'll put it in the show notes.
No, I think employing is okay. I think we're being respectful with that. But yeah, that's why I design everything. I do my designs on the computer, and then I send them out, and then I stitch other people's stuff. And I think it's really beneficial for the creative process too, because I'm taking in other people's creativity. I don't know, their art. I'm taking in other people's art, and that always helps.
Oh, with what you're stitching, with what with what you are stitching. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So
it's not making me any more creative.
You haven't given it enough time.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be.
Someday I'll be able to draw. If you didn't get, that's a callback to the last Flosstube where I failed out of my drawing class.
Oh, that's right.
I think I went once or twice.
That's why you failed, though.
Yeah, I know.
It literally just takes a warm body.
We don't need to relive it. We already lived it once.
I think I failed a yoga class for the same reason.
Oh, Pilates.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the 2010s. I couldn't get my degree because I couldn't pass a PE class. It took a lot of work.
Well, yeah.
Oh no, we're okay now. I've got too many letters behind my name.
What is extraneous the word? What strange classes did you have to take to get your degree? Not that you specifically had to. I didn't specifically have to take belly dancing, but I needed a PE degree, and belly dancing fit.
It did it in the schedule?
Yeah. So that's in my educational background.
No, I can't. I don't think I took anything.
It's weird.
Anything super weird. I took a couple of film appreciation classes from that dude. I did
too.
Same dude.
He was great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You had to do a end of the year. The only thing you had to do the whole year was to do an end of the year project, or was it 10 or 15 page paper?
Yes.
And for one of the projects that came in, it was a cake. They baked a multi-layered cake with different layers of the cake that meant a different theme for what they found out of the class. And if you could explain it, you got an A. I mean, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, he was awesome. Don't remember his name, do you?
No, not even a whisper of
it's
a memory.
Shame. Portland State University.
Yeah. I can't believe he'd still be teaching.
Not likely.
He only taught one class, and they didn't even I got the feeling that they didn't even ask him for a syllabus. Syllabus.
No.
That's what I got the feeling, but I don't know. Because they had you had to complete something outside of your degree.
Right.
At PSU to graduate.
Right.
And so this was it out of that cluster whatever sociology cluster I think I had. But I don't know. I digress. Oh, so anyway, no, I certainly never took belly dancing. That would be amazing. Were there dudes in your belly dancing class? Okay.
I don't think so. I'm trying to remember. It's a long time ago.
I know. Because dudes don't have hips.
Well, it's I knew a guy, I worked with a guy who belly danced.
Really?
He was really good too.
Really?
Like he could get that shake, that shimmy on.
Yeah.
It was like the kind that like gets everything right. Like everything's just like, and
I think you draw circles with your hip bones, right?
Sometimes for a certain move, yeah.
Okay.
There's like the figure 8 where it's like that, and then there's just the like scary jingling. Awesome. He was good. Wow. I don't know, but generally speaking, not a. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Anybody could do it because I've seen all body shapes.
Yeah, that's true.
Do it and do it well. So I don't know. But no,
I've never seen any belly dancing here in Deep East Texas.
No, I don't think it's. It hasn't taken off.
There's a lot of cheer. There's a lot of cheer and a lot of dance.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Little detour back to whips without an H. This is one of them that I've been working on, and it's done by Punto de Cross, a guy from Spain. And it is on.
Do you know if it's a guy or is it a? Is it a gal?
It's a guy. I'm sure it's a guy.
Okay,
I'm sure it's a guy.
I mean, because that picture's a guy.
I'm not a guy. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no.
I'm not.
Anyways,
just feels like a guy.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Who knows?
But it's on 16 count Ada Heartland. Did I do that? How do you do it?
Sure.
Okay.
Heartland by
Heartland.
Picture This Plus.
Oh, I didn't write everything down. Dang.
Oh, there it is.
Oh no. It's not by
Picture
1, 2, 3, 6.
PTP.
Oh, thank you.
PTP.
By Picture This Plus. And so when you saw it last time, it was just the eye and then the outline of the nose. But I have been busy, and not just because it's almost full coverage inside the face, but because I've been having a lot of fun with it. So I have gotten a ton done. I got that outline done, and then, I got all this fill-in done, but there's multiple colors for the skin tone, and the mustache is really fun because there's 3 different browns in there for the mustache. And so we had a fun moment when we were talking about these large fill-in pieces. I think with Bedelia Bunny, because she, one of her patterns, she was telling me, don't do what I did with Bedelia.
There's a lot of one color,
right? And
it gets a little, tedious. It gets boring.
Uh-huh.
And so then I just I'm like, okay, I'm done going back and forth. I'm going to go up and down for a while. I'm just going to do this square right here. Then I'm going to do a square on this side. And then in the end, you can tell. Because of the change in the tension, it's like, you can see the lines like you mowed the lawn funny. Yeah. You just see the lines.
So when she told me that, I then confessed, well, I recently just started going diagonal because I was bored. So I've done every which way you could do. I went around the eye and up here because I was kind of bored. So, it's interesting because that coverage, the full, lots of stitching, I thought it'd be easy, but it is challenging. I am learning as this is fun, but it also is hard. Cross stitch is not easy. So, but I'm having a blast. So anyway, so he's starting to look like a dude. And there's a whole bunch of hair up here that I'm going to that's got like 3 or 4 different browns in it. There's some gray because gray is good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Nice. God, I love getting old. I just don't like being injured.
No, I don't like it when it hurts.
No. Any questions? No questions.
I have 0 questions.
Oh, and this is the rest of the color palette. We agreed that I wouldn't take my flosses out because I'm a child.
What do you mean?
Well, you accused me of being messy with my flosses. And so I'm not allowed to take the flosses out of the bag to show y'all.
That's not.
Not that I'm not allowed.
That's not entirely
I'm just
true.
childish.
That's not true either.
I'm childlike.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Each experience is new for me.
My turn.
Yes, ma'am.
I did just a tiny bit. This is very insignificant. But for 2 days, I did work on Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. There we go. And I'm doing it on 40 count XJU Designs grandpa sleeve.
So cool.
And all I did was I finished the basket here, and then I added that is a eagle's wing.
But you were interested in finishing that wing. You made a deal with yourself.
I definitely did. I finished it last night.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish this wing.
Look at it, guys. Where is it? Look at my wing. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, they can just stop moving.
Stop moving?
There you go.
Okay.
No, I guess wings fly.
Yeah.
Wow, very cool. But I love that fabric.
Yeah.
Grandpa's sleeve.
Grandpa's sleeve. It's
cool.
Yeah, it's a good stitch. Do you have more?
No, I just have a start.
You have a start? Okay, so I'll
I have
go.
one start.
Oh no, I have 3 new starts.
Oh no.
How do you want to split it now?
Okay, you do your start. I always like to leave and come back.
Okay.
I have to get the pattern.
Okay. I'll start.
Oh, it is.
Do you know where it is?
Yeah. It's in the office.
Okay. All right. So I started Hannah Sanderson, 1849. A bit of a bigger, impressive picture on the inside here. And I'm using all the called for DMCs. And I'm doing the dark version. So there's a light, it says on cream fabric and on darker fabric. I don't think my fabric is any darker than cream, but I just wanted to do darker, the darker glosses. So got started on it. This is all the DMCs right here.
Oof.
Boom.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the big one.
It's a ton. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it on an Ada, 18 count, 2/1. Hang on, cappuccino. I'll double check before I do that.
2/1.
Cappuccino by Picture This Plus. 2/1. Yep.
A 40 count
Okay,
2/1.
No, this is 18.
Oh, it's an Ada. Sorry.
Yeah, 18 count
It's like
Ada.
36,
It's
gotcha.
like a 36. And so here's just where I am. I'm just working. I started in the middle, at the top middle, and I'm just kind of filling in the words now.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. I really like stitching words quite a bit.
Oh, they're so gratifying.
Mm-hmm.
I was noticing that about my Ruskin's penguins. Is that when when I was doing words, it's like, especially when it's one stitch. I noticed on the other sampler that you had, maybe when you just were showing, the words are 2 stitches wide. And
Yes.
And so it's a lot bolder.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of it thicker, lighter. But when it's one stitch wide,
Mm-hmm.
you're like,
really fast,
popping words out.
I know,
like crazy.
I know, it's really fast, and it is satisfying and gratifying. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, finish words like in a session.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I have 2 more new starts. Do you want to do?
I can do mine.
Start?
Yeah. And and this is my last project bag. She just did such a good job. The dining room table was taken over for a week.
5 days.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well worth it though. Well worth it. So for fun, I was looking around. I think this is when I was really frustrated, maybe with the Who knows why? I'm learning it doesn't matter. I don't need to feel guilty about starting a million projects.
I know. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah.
The more floss tubes I see, the more starts I see people doing, and I'm like, oh, I don't need to be shamed.
You should see some of these some of these people who have whip parades that they have to split into 2 or 3
tubes, floss tubes.
Because
wow,
they have so many whips. There's no shame.
Nope.
No.
It was for me. I'm gonna let it go though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grow. So I got this from, I don't remember where I came across it, but it says it's from Boomerang Stitches. Then it was designed by Amity Phillips, and it's called My Flowers. And I think I saw someone on a floss tube doing it.
Yeah, there was a couple people.
Yeah.
I know. Oh my gosh. Now
everyone blended together.
Yeah, all the names just left my head.
Oh, okay.
Cam the Stitcher?
You're right. They all blended together. We're so sorry, guys. If you want to blend us together with other people, totally legit.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's a group of people who are
doing it. Oh,
yes.
Okay, cool.
More than one that I know of. I just can't.
Maybe I should find them. But
yeah,
they so I got it as a PDF download, so I put it into my markup program on my iPad so I can use it. And it did the program was funky with the PDF, so I had to start in the middle and be really, really careful. But the exciting thing is that I'm doing it on a linen, which I've never done before. I've been strictly yeah, it's my first linen, and I didn't get the linen details.
I have it.
Oh, great. And so what's the count? 32?
Yeah, 32 count Pumpkin King by Atomic Ranch.
Which is really, really cool.
Mm-hmm. I have a pattern coming out that calls for Atomic Ranch in August.
Mm. Oh, and it's so really good.
It's really good.
It's so good. No. Thank you. We weren't saying no to y'all. Relax. So anyway, so it's a 32 count Atomic Ranch Pumpkin King.
Yeah.
Pumpkin King. With the call for DMCs, and this is the palette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, sorry, I see people do this.
Sometimes, yeah. That's fancy.
I'm getting it down. And this is the progress that I've made. So I got a gray stem, and I'm working on the middle flower, because I have to get the middle done and then switch to a different pattern because of the way that it's kind of all shaping up. But it is crazy fun working on a linen. It takes a lot of concentration, which is really cool, but I just think it looks really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And she says my stitches look good.
Yeah.
So you can be the judge of that, I suppose. And just this morning, I added in the bright teal for the actual flower part.
Yeah, it's nice to have more than one floss color.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see how it's all going to work.
So anyway, I'm super excited. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'm doing Ada when I'm evangelizing.
Yes.
Outside the home, as you will be doing on your vacation, I assume.
Oh yeah.
Some Ada.
Everywhere.
She must want to go to her crate. You gonna let her in? I don't have much more to talk about with my other start. So so how about them Yankees?
Nobody likes the Yankees.
Oh,
I don't know.
We're broadcasting to the world.
Are they baseball?
They're baseball.
Okay.
Or
are we Yankees?
Sorry. Oh, we're Yankees.
Yeah, because
we're in the South.
Northerners.
Yeah, we're Northerners. That's right. But then they're a little put off by the fact that we're from the Northwest. So it's hard to call us Yankees entirely.
Why?
I have found.
Are Northwesterners not Yankees?
No, I think Yankees is way north, but more eastish. Oh. If you're from the South, let us know in the comments.
What are we?
What are we? Yeah.
Okay.
So what you got?
I have 2 more new starts.
Okay.
Okay. this one is, I'll show the pattern. Fractur Friends by Shakespeare's Peddler.
Oh, that's pretty.
Mhm.
I haven't seen that yet.
And this was, I saw this, I bought this pattern at Market, and she had the model up, and it was stitched on, what's it called? Gauze, silk gauze.
Oh,
Yeah, it's tiny. And in
Wow.
fact, I think she says it's like 4 inches by 4 inches.
Oh my
if it's on
gosh.
silk gauze. 4.5 by 4 inches.
wow.
But I went an opposite route. Stitched on black, by the way. I mean, I'm not gonna do.
Oh, I have seen this.
You've seen this one.
So cool.
So I'm doing it on 28 count.
Oh,
You can see
yeah,
right through that.
right through that.
28 count, black Lugana. And, yep, doing
So
2 over
cool.
2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be quite a bit bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's no 4 inches by 4. Because
quite a bit bigger.
how big is your Nurge?
Yeah. I don't know
Looks
what
like 12
size
inch.
this Nurge is. I don't think, well, maybe. What size is this, guys? I don't know what this is.
I swear that's 12 inches.
I don't know. But it's going to be bigger.
that's
It's going to
cool.
be bigger than the frame itself.
Mhm. So with Nurges, because you were telling me that there's one that you don't want to use.
Nurge.
Oh, that's the one you don't want to use over your own stitches.
So I used a Nurge recently over some. Well, no, it wasn't over stitches. It was just on. It was like this, and then I like it tight, and so I'm kind of I pull on the back to make it tight now and then to really make sure it's tight. And I took it out of the Nurge, and I had gotten too aggressive. Now I was using the old Weeks Dye Workspace fabric that was in there, which is a lighter, more delicate fabric.
Okay.
And it almost put a hole in it. It yanked the fabric threads apart so much that I'm like pushing them back together, but they're not going quite the way there's a imperfection now in the fabric that
more than
not a hole, so I can still stitch over it and it's fine.
Will the stitches keep it together? Is that how that works?
To keep it together, as in what do you mean?
Like patch the hole?
No, I know. I mean, you'd have to, because the hole, it's a woven fabric. So if you've got a hole, that means you've got a
tear.
You have a tear, you have a cut,
not just a stretch.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So when I saw that made me a little bit queasy about using a Nurge and having it crimp over my stitching, because
what's it going to do to the stitching?
I don't know.
So when you get beyond that, are you going to stitch in hand?
Probably going to get another Q-snap.
Oh, okay.
Because I like those.
Oh, me too. I love Q-snaps.
Yeah.
I rest them on my belly. It used to be where I'd keep my ice cream. Now it's where I keep my cross stitch. Sorry, that was too much.
No, it's perfect. Every pregnant woman out there relates right now. But it usually goes between the boobs too. That's like there's.
And I have some muscle that's kind of in between. But it's not. I mean, they're not boobs. No. Not all the way.
No, but yeah. So okay. So, but what I like about this giant piece, using such a giant, what am I saying? Trying to stitching it so large on a black doesn't it look like a light bright? It looks like a light bright from our child.
Especially this part here.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah. Because the colors,
gosh, no,
they look lit. Okay.
Yeah.
They look lit up, on that black.
That's
and
funny.
As I'm stitching, it's just what I'm thinking about. It looks just like a light bright.
Are there supposed to be missing stitches there?
Yep. Those are going to be
other
stars.
colors. Oh, cool.
Stars in the sky.
Neat. Hey, girl.
Is it me again?
Well, yeah, I can only do so much.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm.
All right.
Well, that's not true. You know, I'm going to start another one soon.
Well, the one I get
kitted?
you. Yeah, the one I get you. Okay. This one I just started. This is really fun. So I went in an opposite direction with this one. This is Heartstring Samplery.
Samplery.
Mm-hmm. The book is called Small Samplings 1. And I started this one. This is the antique. I'll show you too. See?
Oh, cool.
That's the antique.
Yeah.
Right there. And then here is the reproduction stitched like that. But it looks pretty much the same. Slightly better condition, much better condition. I changed out the colors and I am stitching it on 56 count. It's my first time.
You're not going to show your project bag?
No, I haven't been showing any of my new projects.
Show that one. It's cute.
Okay. It's pretty cute.
Yeah.
I like this.
That orange is so you.
Yeah.
You're a burnt orange kind of
I'm
lady.
a burnt orange kind of lady.
There's a lot of love in that statement. I just want you to know that. It just doesn't always come out right.
I agree with you though. I'm very 56 count. I've never worked on a 56
Woo!
count before. Or 40. I've never done anything over 40.
Wow.
So here it is. See, I'm using my fingers. See, it's nice and small.
Yeah. It's crazy because, I mean, we were talking about it earlier, but to me that 56 looks so delicate.
It does.
It's just amazing.
It is. But magnification is everything.
Yeah.
And the colors I'm using are Campfire by Classic Colorworks and Wood Rose by Gentle Arts. So those two
Very
colors.
cool.
Yeah. So I think this is fun and it's turning out really good. And with magnification, it's not terrible. And I did.
Is it one over? What is it?
1 over 2.
1 over 2.
1 over 2.
One strand over 2
fabric threads.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I purchased a more manageable sized lighted magnifying glass for travel.
Mm-hmm.
And so
are you taking it with you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna take it with me. And so I'm going to take this with me because I think I'll have no trouble.
Like the confidence.
I mean, normally at the travel, why would I? But no, I've got a magnifier. I'm going to be fine.
Oh, sweet.
So
yeah, I've graduated to not using magnifier with my Adas, which nobody does. Nobody needs to.
No,
as long as the light's okay.
Some people do. I have a hard time. 40 count can get wobbly to me. A 40 count, 20
wobbly?
count, 20 count get wobbly. Yeah, my eyes. They just kind of it gets
they wave. Yeah,
yeah.
I've been there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I like to use magnifying. I use a magnifier all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've stopped. I'll use magnifier. I'm using magnifier on the linen, but I'm trying really hard to. I don't know why. Why am I fighting?
But you're trying to do it without the magnifier.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Like the struggle is good. I don't know if the struggle needs to be good. I should probably. Oh, I think it's because I don't. Maybe y'all can share that. Do you get warm when you stitch? I just start sweating when I'm stitching with that light, but it doesn't matter which light. I have 2 different types of lights, and
I'm generally cold. I have a blanket on my lap when I stitch. I've never had that. I don't know.
What's wrong with me?
I don't know. And you're right next to me too.
I know.
So it's not the environment.
It's just me, and we have the same type of lights because we find something successful and we stick with it.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else. I have plans. I'm gonna start. I got one. I don't have the pattern from you yet, but I've got one start I'm gonna do.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean from Acorns and Threads? What do you mean?
No, I have something I'm going to work on while you're gone.
Oh.
Something separate, but you just haven't given me the pattern yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's the plan. Is that what the plans are? Or is it like, what am I doing tomorrow? Just joking with y'all.
Well, are we going to go to Home Depot later today?
Yeah. So the funny thing about my vacations are that when they're a week long, I get about 2, 3 days in and bored out of my mind. And so I start putzing around the house or wanting to go for day trips, other places. And so we have a number of things. We have to replace a fence. I've talked about it before.
I know it's really weighing heavy.
Well, because we've had so much rain that the backyard, we've got 2 ponds and a river because the water comes from over there.
And we don't really.
Through.
That's not a thing. Because in Texas, everyone's got a pond.
Oh, sorry.
East Texas. But no, we don't. It's just
not
puddles.
A legit pond.
That's not a legit pond.
It's just puddles. But the grass is also so high, you don't know. And so I go out there to work on it, and I got to wear galoshes or rubbers, as they call them out here.
Rubbers.
They do.
Okay.
We're in middle school again. So when I go out there to work on the fence, I'm walking around in mud, and it's just unappealing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, looking at the sheet metal fence is also unappealing. But so anyway, sorry. Back to vacations. Vacations. The last time you were gone, I painted the kitchen just pink as a surprise.
You got about half of it done. Remember? Then it was like 8 weeks later that we finally finished it. But that was good though. Somebody had to start it.
Yeah.
So you started it so that we had to finish it.
Yeah. So the bedroom might be next.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go pick out, because I'm not real trusted. I don't trust myself to pick out the right color.
Color? Oh, no.
So I couldn't surprise her this time.
No. Because we don't even have the same names for colors. You know?
Is this back to the...
No, chartreuse? Yeah.
Which is red.
Oh, my gosh. No.
It's green.
No, So
it's brown.
We had men and women at the table, and the men thought that chartreuse was pink.
Oh.
But the women knew correctly that chartreuse is a yellowish green.
Okay.
And we thought that was really interesting. Like, why the gender difference?
But I'll bet all genders know what gunmetal gray is.
Gunmetal gray? No. Is it a blue gray?
Stop it. Or is it a black gray?
Is it a gray?
Glocks are black.
There's no black.
There was something else that I've forgotten.
Okay.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
And I also looked it up. I looked up Miss Becca.
Oh, good.
And she is Beck Stitches Everything.
Beck?
Or Becca Ann Creates on Instagram.
Yeah. Wait, so Beck Stitches Everything is what?
She said.
Oh, that's her Flosstube.
Yeah, her Flosstube.
Beck Stitches Everything is her Flosstube.
So I think you should check it out. It was really fun to watch last night. It had us giggling a little bit. Not a lot. Or chortling. I was chortling. I don't giggle.
Do you giggle?
I don't. I now refuse to giggle.
Definitely. You're a guffaw, perhaps,
guffaw.
now and then.
Yeah, I can do that. I can laugh on command.
Mm.
Yeah, we are definitely reached the end of our...
Okay.
There it goes. It's gone. Goodbye, y'all.